Come on. Yeah, it just kind of keeps getting worse the further I go in this.
Well, I can already see water coming out.
That is bad. Well, I'm back in the shop working on Goliath, and we've got that C's turbo. Intake was all full of water. Pretty sure it's in the motor. And I think it all came from the air filter. So I haven't popped this off yet. Oh, almost died. But I think somehow, I don't know if there's rust holes in there or anything, but let's pop this off and see what it looks like. All right, not too bad so far. Okay. Oh, that's stuck. Gotta get tools. Got the trusty snap-on pliers. And let's see. What? Oh. Oh dear. I don't know if this is gonna come out. I think it's gonna break. Okay, I had to prop the phone up so I could use two hands here. Let's see if we can get this going. Oh, she went. Okay, let's see what's in there. Oh. Come on! Ooh, yeah. Check that out. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Let's pull it out. See what it looks like. It's just falling apart. There it is. Oh, half of it's still in there. Whole bottom half. That is bad. Holy crap. It's just falling apart. Okay, I'm gonna toss this thing out and see what it looks like down in there. That's what it looks like inside. More air filter. Gross. And I have no idea what all that stuff is down there, all those tubes. You can see they're all down there. So I don't know, I'm not too sure. I guess it's guessing it's something to try and kind of keep the larger debris and stuff from floating up here, but not too sure.
So the first step here was to take the valve covers off, which I had them off in the last video when I was checking out to see how bad the inside of the motor was, but I put them back on just to keep all the dirt and dust out of it while it sat for a while. So eventually I got all this off. I had an issue with a few of the bolts. As you see here, one of the studs broke off and then one of the bolt heads broke off. So I ended up getting the air hammer and hitting the head of the rest of the bolts just to loosen everything up, and it seemed to work good because everything else came out fine after that. So this one was a bit of a fight. It was stuck on there pretty good, but between the air hammer, penetrating fluid, and the screwdriver, I ended up getting it off without too much trouble, and nothing else broke. I was really worried about that one gear breaking off where that bolt is stuck, but it ended up coming off pretty good. Next, I had to tackle the injector lines and get all those pulled off. I think they're all the same for each cylinder, but I decided to label them just in case. I've never really been into these motors, and I don't have the service manual or anything for it, so I decided to play it a little safe and just make sure I had it labeled. And this is pulling out one of the injectors. Once you get the lines and stuff off, it was just a matter of getting the slide hammer on there and popping it out.
Okay, so we got all the injectors out, and my guess is they're full of water, but we've got our borescope camera, and hopefully it'll fit down the injectors, so we'll see. So we're gonna start on number 1, and so that's where the injector seats right there. I don't know. No, I think we're hitting oil. If I can't find anything in here, I'm probably just going to try and turn it over. Okay, so I can kind of see top of the piston. So that one looks to be dry. I don't know if you can see that, but okay, we'll try cylinder 2. That one also looks dry. Number 3. That one, it's hard to tell, but that one doesn't look like it's full of anything either. It'd be nice to get right in there and actually see the cylinder walls and how much rust is in there. But with the injectors out, at least I can turn it over now. This is cylinder 4. Doesn't look full of anything, just probably that little bit of diesel and oil that came down when I pulled the injector out. So this one here, the valves are open on it, so if any of them are full of water, it's probably going to be these back two. That one looks good. You can almost see the cylinder wall on that one. Well, they're not full of water, so that's good. Next I'm going to go underneath with a bar and try and turn it over and see if I can get it moving. So with the injectors out, can't see anything in the cylinders, so we're going to pull the inspection plate out, and I'm going to get a pry bar in there, and we're going to see if we can turn it over. I tried before and it was stuck solid, so see if this works. It's moving a bit. I think she's still stuck. So what I'll do is get some diesel fuel, fill up the cylinders, and let it soak for a few days. It's moving a little bit. If I can get in there better. Well, I'll maybe get some batteries hooked up and try the starter again and see if that makes it go over. I'm going to start putting some diesel fuel mixed with some ATF down these injector holes. So I just made a little funnel, heat shrink, air line off a semi, and then mix it up in an old oil jug. I'm going to get a light in there so I can see if it's getting full. That thing takes a lot of fluid. That's like 3 liters in there already. There we go. Full now.
So I've been working on this truck quite a bit and got a little bored and decided to have a change of scenery. So I hopped in the cab and cleaned up the windows and the dash a little bit. Just try and get everything looking a little nicer, and in extremely premature anticipation that I'll be able to take this thing for a drive one of these days. And as you can see here, there's quite a bit of history etched into everything, people's names and stuff. There's dates scratching into the steering wheel, and in a few places there's HYM, which I'm not sure if that's somebody's initials or something special, but you can see it's scratched in a few places.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and air this truck up so we can get the transmission into high gear, and then I'm gonna try and turn the output shaft on the transmission to get this motor to turn over, because there's just no room inside. But yeah, just plumb that in. It's leaking oil and I don't know what else, but get it aired up and see what we can do. Okay, we're gonna apply some air and see what blows up. Not too fast. See if any of these gauges work. Oh yeah, that one's moving. Huh?
Is that tank balancing?
No, we're dropping pressure, so I'm not sure. Just keep applying it for a little bit. Like, we're back down to nothing. Put it in faster. There we go. Because I can hear an air leak. I don't know if it's where it's coming from, but oh yeah, now wonder if it's okay.
It's dumping out the axle.
Out of one of the brakes?
Yeah. Behind me.
Behind you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's up in this valve here. Let's see if I can get my light on. How about this? There we go. So I think it's... yeah, that valve is leaking. Okay. No, it's that whole rubber flapper. Okay, I guess I'll try and take that apart and try and get that to stop leaking and see what else we can do here. I'm going to try and apply those brakes again. That what? If I hold them?
Hold it, yeah.
Sure. Got the one air leak fixed, but now it's leaking out of there. So I'm gonna try and get these lines off and put some oil down there and try and lube up inside there, see if we can get it to unstick. So I aired up the system, and it's not looking too great. The brake system, like at the pedal, there's something stuck in there and leaking. Couldn't get it to unstick. So anyways, I depressured the system and a ton of water came out of the one air tank, and shortly before that heard a line blow off, and turns out that was the other tank, and it's so rotten it rusted through, blew a hole out, and it had quite a bit of water in it as well. I got the high range splitter, like the range splitter on the transmission, to work, but while I was doing that, found out the transmission is stuck. So I'm gonna try and get a bar or a pipe wrench on the output shaft of the transmission, see if it's in gear, out of gear, seized, exactly what's going on there, drain the oil, see what that looks like. Yeah, it just kind of keeps getting worse the further I go in this. Next step, I'll be draining the oil out of the diffs and see if they're full of water, and if the rear diffs are seized as well. But yeah, this project's getting to be a lot more than than what I can take on or afford to fix. So, but we'll see. Some of this stuff I might be able to get loose and get going again without too much work or having to get rebuild stuff. But yeah, it's just it's getting to be a lot, and the parts for this thing are pretty much non-existent for a lot of the stuff aside from just motor and transmission, because the diffs, brakes, all that stuff's super rare and crazy expensive. So, but yeah, I'll see if I can get this transmission turning a little bit, see what's in the oil, if it's full of water or if it's mostly oil, and that'll kind of let me know, give me an idea how bad it is. I may be able to get my borescope camera in there and look up through the fill plug and see what the condition looks like inside. So I'll keep you posted on that too. But yeah, for now it's just see if we can get anything moving, because trying to turn the motor over on the flywheel, there's not a lot to grab. So my plan was to put the transmission in high range in top gear and then turn the output shaft, but I can't get it to change gears. So see what we can do.
Okay, so I finally got it. Feels like in neutral. And I got it going on the right side between gears. But that kind of seems like the only ones that'll go. Can't even really feel where the other detents are. Like, it feels like it needs to come over one more section. Hope it's not like stuck in another gear as well, because those actually feel nice. They click into place really good. Feels like I'm missing a whole section. So this is like 4th and 5th, and then this would be 3rd and 2nd, and it doesn't feel like I can get it over for reverse and first. But neutral is at least where I wanted to be, so I can see if I can get this transmission to turn over. Oh man, that is stuck. Like, that actually feels really good. There's no play in those gears at all, which is really nice. So maybe there is hope for this transmission after all. It's just for how long this poor truck sat. Come on. Well, we got neutral, so we'll try and turn over this drive shaft again. the issue. All right, it's trying to turn the back wheels. That makes sense. Oh, can't be smart all the time. I guess I'll go back to trying to bar the flywheel. Oh yeah, she moved easy that time. So there is motion, which is a heck of a lot better than before. Instantly hits a tough spot though. Feels like it's locked up. I wonder if that transmission is jammed into gear. 'Cause it's like it's moving free, except instantly hits something tough. I'll go grab Tiernan and get him to hold the clutch. Okay, hold the clutch down. You ready? Are you ready? Nope, it's still stuck. Keep holding it. Now I can't get it to go the other way. Okay, release it. Yeah, it's moving in there, so. Well, I think I'm gonna hook up a couple batteries and try and start it. Like I wish these had what the 5.9 Cummins had, where there's like a tool that runs on your ring gear. Okay, it's the big moment of truth. Got a couple batteries hooked up and see if it turns over. We need a booster pack. I'll get the charger hooked up. Got a couple batteries hooked up. Got the charger on. So I'll let that run for a little bit, get some juice in those, and then it'll be time to try turn it over and see if all that diesel and ATF in the cylinders worked. So I figure while I wait, I'll drain a bit of the oil out of the oil pan, see if there's any water sitting in the bottom or how bad it is. So they got a nice little 90-degree elbow there. So I'll pop that out and see what's in there. Well, I can already see water coming out. So we'll see how much water actually does come out of here. The water coming. Go, Bailey. Okay, that looks like pure oil there. We'll let it sit for a sec, and then I'll try it again. Because that's half a pail so far, which isn't all water, but I can drain the oil off the top and get a good idea how much water's in there. But it's probably going to be anywhere from 5 to 10 liters.
So after I got all this done, me and Tiernan ended up skimming the oil off into another pail, and it ended up being actually around 5 to 6 liters of water in there.
Yeah, looks like just oil now. Okay, so I got batteries charged for a good half hour or so. See if it'll turn over. Still can't get it to turn over with the starter. What I'll try and do is properly jump the wires, make sure the starter is actually trying to turn over when the Bendix kicks in. I'll try and move the motor a little bit because I did have that little bit of play in it, so I'll try and put it to the other side where it stops and then
that might give the starter that little bit of a turn. Because right now it's not even doing anything. But I'll make sure the starter's working proper first. Okay, there's the starter. I'm not sure how good you can see in there, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run a test light down there. Because I know the Bendix is working, you can hear it. But I'm thinking the pads, the contact pads are too dirty and not running power through to kick the starter in. So I'm just going to hook up a test light and see if that's the case. Just got to try and find a good ground. Okay, so if I go to the power wires here, should have power. Yeah. So this is your main power in. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it is getting power there. And there's nothing coming out there, obviously. But what I'll do, I'm gonna try and get a good contact, and we'll see if it lights up. I don't know how good this is gonna work. Okay, see what happens. You guys watch and let me know if it lights up. Okay, got this wire rigged up. Zoom in here a bit. Anyways, I got this wire rigged up to that other power wire. I'll try and lay that so we can see it. And we'll try again. Well, I think it's a starter issue right now. I'm pretty sure I got good enough contact there. So I'll either try the old hammer trick first or jump the wires for now. Okay, hold it. Let go. One more time. No. Okay. Okay, let me get in position, and then once I'm ready, I'm gonna get you to hold it so the Bendix is out, and then I'm gonna jump the motor. And hopefully not short out everything else. Okay, so that's the motor. Okay, hold the starter on. Nope. Oh, you let off? Okay, you're holding it?
I'm off now.
Okay, hold it. I wonder if it stripped a tooth. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to pull this starter off. Wonder if that's that plate there is where you can run a tool in and turn the motor over manually. Yeah, could be. I'll look into it.